What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and I'm here with Chappy. His link's in the description. How are we, bud?
Mate, I'm buzzing, man. Leicester fan. I honestly, our club is we're doing really well. I don't care of the haters that say we're going to bottle it, blah 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 blah. Right now, living in the now, not tomorrow. I'm absolutely buzzing. We're just doing so well, and what a great season. And that is including losing Jamie Vardy for a couple of weeks. We'll talk about that in a bit, but we're still buzzing at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game with two teams that are flying high in confidence. I think Leicester, to be fair to them, are probably going to want to have a bit of a go at Everton just because we had a good game against you at your place.
Two on the bounce, isn't it? You beat us two on the bounce last year.
Yeah, I think so. You do owe us one, but let's hope you don't. Right? Let's just, for my sake, on the Everton channel, let's hope you don't. I'm just going to talk about a couple of trivial things first, if I can. Obviously, Leicester have this astonishing record of getting Chelsea managers sacked.
Fat Frank in the mud.
Yeah, there he is. There he is.
Oh, dear. Banter aside, since 2015, Leicester have beat Chelsea 2-1 and Chelsea got sacked Mourinho. 2016, Leicester draw 1-1 with Chelsea and Hiddink leaves the club. 2019, Leicester draw 0-0 with Chelsea and Sarri leaves the club. And in 2021, Leicester beat Chelsea 2-0 and Fat Frank is on his way out of the club. I think there's a curse going on here, lads, don't you?
Wow, it speaks for itself, don't it? And to be fair, in a couple of years in between that, I mean, as weird as this is, Ancelotti was sacked in the tunnel at Goodison as well. So between us, we've seen off 5 managers out of the 15 in the last 15 years. That's not bad, is it? Fair play.
And one of their former managers won the Premier League. Here.
There it is. There you see, Claudio.
But I don't mind the Chelsea boys, to be fair. All teams in blue, I can get behind.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's the red ones that do my head in. Although, to be fair, I'd probably take Man City out of that bracket because I'm not a big fan.
No.
Yeah,
but
I'm not a big fan.
They're not really blue. They're more like a sky blue. They're not blue. Come on.
Yeah, they're like it's like a washed up piss version, to be honest.
Washed up piss.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be a good show, this.
Always is on the Blue Boys Network. And it's good to have you on, to be fair, because we've sort of done the rounds a little bit together for a while. Obviously, you won Content Creator last year, was it? Was it last year?
What year are we on? Because we've not moved for a year, have we?
21. 21. It was either 19 or 20, weren't it?
2019 it was.
Yeah.
Because the last one was like not really a thing, was it? It disappeared.
Nah. Yeah.
So yeah, it was 2019, yeah.
It was a hell of a video you did. Because obviously, as I say, you do have a small likeness to Jamie Vardy. Is that fair to say?
I'll let you be the judge of that.
And it was a phenomenal video. And is it true that Jamie Vardy has blocked you? Is it? I'm just curious.
Yeah, well, you're asking, so I'll just quickly run it by. Basically, during that time, I got thrown into the media circus, and I picked up this agency that wanted to do some like doppelganger, double body doubling, lookalike kind of work. And I just took it on, but unfortunately, you know how social media is. Anyone can make an account. The account wasn't actually the agency. It was some dodgy person that's made an account based on an agency. Yeah, I got frauded. I got frauded for a lot of money. This geezer sold stories on all the best that you can think of, including Paul Gascoigne and Callum Best and you name it. Anyway, yeah, he conned me out of a lot of money, and also got my social media because I thought it was an agent, so I gave him access to my social media. He got me blocked. He got me blocked from that the Vardy's accounts and the whole scandal in 2016 was all him and the Sons kind of making money. So yeah, it is what it is, man. Fuck it, I don't care. I don't give a shit.
Well, look, at the end of the day, we've all
it's
been
all done,
stitched
isn't it?
up
You
in
can't.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go back. We're just going to go forwards, and that's it. I'm going forwards now. I'm focused on YouTube content. I've been doing this YouTube channel for about probably a year now since the lockdown. I've grown from 1,000 subs to very close to 6K. I'm homing in on to be hopefully the biggest Leicester channel on YouTube. That's the goal. That's the goal.
You've got to take on Ellis, haven't you? Ellis, my boy Ellis.
Yeah. Ellis is he's had a bit of a break, isn't he? Though that's the thing.
Yeah.
He has kind of broke from it at the moment, and I think he's moving into some sort of fitness thing. So I don't know what the score is with him. I sit near him at the ground, so I see what he does. He makes some very good content, but he don't do live stuff like I do. So we do definitely do two different things.
Yeah, you do. You do. You complement each other quite well. To be fair, actually, it would be good to see you do both. Obviously, Ellis is a friend of mine. We started YouTube at the same time. We were he's a really good lad. I've been to Leicester to see him, etc. He's one of the nicest people ever, but he's done some donut things.
Yeah, he has done. Yeah, I've spoken about him before, and I don't mind speaking about him. At the end of the day, he's a friend of mine, so I'm, and friends can take the criticism, can't they? Some of the decisions he made by going to like away fans and goading them and stuff, and then filming him doing it, it was a bit stupid. But it was a young lad. He's a young lad.
He is.
We all do stupid things when we're young.
Exactly.
But he makes some bloody good content. He knows how to get it out quick as well. Very quick.
He's a fantastic editor. He really is a fantastic editor. Well, let's talk about Leicester Everton. It's a game that I think both teams will believe, rightly so. I was saying both cases that they can win. Everton will go into the game confident, full of belief that they'll beat a Leicester side which is going to not have a Jamie Vardy in it, so that's a plus for us.
Yeah.
We've already beat you at your place. That again is a positive booster. But
so Fulham, and so's Aston Villa, and so is bloody the list goes on at home.
And we have exactly the same issue, and that's my concern with this game. We've lost to Leeds at home. We've lost to West Ham at home. We lost to Manchester United. Although to be fair, you can't really argue with that these days. It's a tough game for Everton. We're not going to have Decore. We've got no Allen, so our midfield's going to look light. And no disrespect to Everton, but the Leicester midfield is probably better than Everton's, at least on paper, or at least creativity-wise. Anyway, so Maddison, Tielemans.
Yeah. You can't at the minute. You can't have a middle without Maddison and Tielemans. You've got to have them both at the moment. Maddison's starting to creating a lot of chances for Leicester, and he's getting goals as well. Yuri Tielemans the same thing. I think he got a goal against Brentford at the weekend as well. And then you've got Harvey Barnes. I mean, I think he's got the most goals in open play over Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
So there's still goals to be had in this without Jamie Vardy. Perez is going to probably play up front. I've got a lineup actually for you that I made. I didn't make it. The chat made it. I do a prediction show every week, well, every game, and my subscribers get to pick the lineup. I thought it'd be a bit different because no one does it. So I thought I'll create some graphics and get my subscribers to make the lineup. So this is what they came up with. You've got Perez up top, Barnes on the left, and Albrighton on the right. Maddison in the middle with Ndidi and Tielemans just sitting next to him, just in front, and Justin on the left, Castagna on the right, Johnny Evans and Fofana. The reason for that is because Soyuncu's still only just coming back from a proper injury, and I don't think he will start. And Kasper Schmeichel in the sticks. That's how we see it. Ricardo Pereira isn't going to start, probably because he's only just had his first proper 90 minutes against Brentford. And I think he was subbed off, actually, as well, to be fair. So, that's how we look at it at the minute. Working around players coming back from injury and working to our strengths.
Again, very impressed with the graphics. Look, he's gone side on this angle as well. He's got the little camera in the bottom. I'll tell you what, it's very impressive, isn't it? This to the Everton fans here, this is where we and John need to get to. Do you get what I mean? Look at the stuff this guy's pulling out.
And I am more than happy to try and help you get to do this as well, because I've learned
I'm going to pay you. I'm going to pay you. I'm going to pay you. Looking at that team and looking at your bench there, it's a very good bench. I mean, Pereira under Soyuncu. I really like in Mendy as well in the middle there as well.
Yeah, he's a great little player, to be fair. He's like a smaller version of Ndidi. That's the only thing. He's not got that height. But otherwise,
he reminds me of Kante.
Yeah, he's a very good player. Very good player.
and I think those 4 players, they will definitely be in and around the Everton team. I mean, I'd be all over those. From Everton's perspective, I think Everton will set up with a very. I don't have all fancy graphics, by the way, so just get.
But I've got the players in front of me. I've got the players in front of me. It's okay.
Yeah, so I suspect it'll be Pickford in goal. I think it'll be left back, depending if he's back fit, it'll be Luca Dean. The middle will be Mina and Keane. Depending on Coleman being fit, it'll either be Holgate or Seamus Coleman.
Yeah, I can see Holgate playing.
Yeah, in the middle, that's where it's going to be interesting because we don't have Decore, we don't have Allen, but I suspect that Tom Davies and
is it Decore? Is he going to be fit, Decore?
No, he's got a red card, so he won't play. Well, he got a yellow card, 5 suspension.
So is that why he could play the FA Cup, but not? I get it. I see.
Yeah. So we've got Davies. I suspect Andre Gomez and Sigurdsson in the middle, and then it will probably be Richarlison, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and possibly Iwobi, as the front 3. Now that team, that midfield, is not going to scare any Leicester City fan, I suspect.
Ndidi seems to be doing really well with his interceptions, and he just nicks the ball, man. Ndidi will take the ball from you. He's becoming this player. I got laughed at a couple of years ago. I got laughed at on a channel. I won't name it out, but I said in front of 2 people, very very well-known YouTubers, by the way. I said that in 2 years' time, Ndidi will be better or on par than N'Golo Kante. And they stood there and they fucking laughed at me. Well, you know what? Because Ndidi is now the wanted CDM in the Premier League. He's still got years to go as well. He's only 25. He's got tons and tons of potential to get better as well still. So...
yeah, I actually think I know the video that was in, and I think it might be a team that played in red.
I'm not saying who, but but all I'm saying is if Ndidi does end up going to a certain team in red, or it becomes more of a well-known player than Kante, I will be clipping that video and putting it together. Just saying.
Good man. I'm making one slight change to my team because I obviously forgot that James Rodriguez is back fully fit and firing, so he would actually come in for a Iwobi. So that makes our front 3 sound a little bit better, doesn't it, with Richarlison, Dominic Calvert-Lewin?
Yeah. Do you guys rate your number 10, your Sigurdsson? Because every time I've seen him against Leicester, he's been absolute fire. I remember him one season at the King Power. I think it was James Maddison was approaching him from behind, and he spins and turns him on 50 pence piece and slots it top bins against Casper's got no chance. I stood up and applauded it because it was such a good goal. I don't usually stand up for away goals. There's the only few that I've done. A Kevin De Bruyne goal once. I think it was Angel Di Maria against us when we beat Man United 5-3. I stood up for that one. That was fantastic. And that Sigurdsson goal, my, it stays here. It was a bloody goal.
That's probably, I mean, from an Everton perspective, that's Sigurdsson is like a conundrum that you don't fucking know. So to put it in perspective, Gylfi Sigurdsson last night against a Championship Sheffield Wednesday side played well, linked up really well, was looking for his passes, was trying to find the gaps for Ben Godfrey to run down the left-hand side, etc. It was a good performance from Sigurdsson.
Yes. Yeah.
But then you'll have games where Sigurdsson would rather stand there and point and get on the ball. So I think for a lot of Everton fans, we're sort of on the fence with Gylfi Sigurdsson now, because we just don't know what Sigurdsson turns up. You can have a Sigurdsson that is a good Premier League player, or you have a Sigurdsson who wouldn't grace the pitch at West Brom. It's a difficult one for us, Sigurdsson, and equally he's not really a number 10 anymore. We don't necessarily play with a 10 anymore. We sort of play with a 3-3, and then we transition into a 3-5-2 or a 4-4-2 when we're defending. So again, we don't really have that number 10. What we have is a James Rodriguez who pulls in off the right hand side onto his left foot and creates the ball, the movement for Luca Dean to get over the top, and Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin to run in and score headers. That's sort of the way that Everton play. In terms of Leicester and defensively. How do you think you'll cope with the Luca Dean cross and the Richarlison Calvert-Lewin headers?
That's what I'm talking about. Now you're bringing up an interesting topic because you probably already know this. You've probably done your homework, but Leicester are top in the Premier League for set pieces going in. Piss, I don't know what's gone on at the moment at the back. Piss poor. Maybe just the fact that we're missing Sigurdsson at one point, and I think maybe missing that big head of Harry Maguire. Maybe I don't know. So it must be something, or maybe Brendan's got them practicing zonal defensive instead of man to man. But for some reason, we're still letting them in, even with sides like Brentford. They did the same thing to us on the FA Cup game. They did the same thing the first 6 minutes. Cross comes in from a corner. We can't defend for shit, and somehow it's gone in. We can't defend at set pieces, so you've got to play the set pieces. You've got to get that ball in the box, in the air, and go for it that way. I think that's one way you might just maybe annihilate us at, is in the air at set pieces.
We had the same issue under Marco Silva a year ago, or 2 years ago, 18 months ago. He couldn't defend corners. He couldn't defend crosses. And what Everton, even at the start of this season, they couldn't do it. But what Carlo started doing is playing a flat back four where, Holgate and Godfrey, Mina and Keane, they wouldn't push forward. They wouldn't do the overlapping ones that, you guys see from people like Castagna, Justin James, etc.
James
Justin. So we weren't doing that. So we were sitting back and allowing teams to not get behind us. They couldn't break us down. And we didn't concede. We conceded 2 goals in 7 games playing that back four. So if Everton set up like that, it's going to have to be, for example, your creative players, which we know you've got. And I said exactly the same in the match preview when we played you at your place. It'll be players like Maddison and Tielemans who can shoot from 20 yards, and we haven't got that midfield to go and get them. That's my worry, and that's where I think you guys will have success. I think this game is going to be a really interesting, good game of football. Both level on the same point.
Yeah, very tactical. I think you're going to be playing it in the air, set pieces, crosses coming in, the box. I think we're going to be playing it very fast, fluid across the floor, side to side, and switching the play and cutting in and getting shots from the outside of the box. I think that's how it's going to work.
Which is what benefits players like Harvey Barnes, for example, and why he's been so good.
Oh God, yeah.
He's got that touch. I've been really impressed with Harvey Barnes, actually. And obviously, I'm a Brummie, but everyone else is Scouse, obviously, and everyone watching this will be Scouse. But I got to see Harvey Barnes at West Brom because obviously a lot of my friends are West Brom fans, and I saw some of the games with them. I watched the games in the houses, etc. And he was a very, very good player then, and that was 3 years ago now. So
it's got to be about 3 years ago, yeah.
So I saw him coming into that Leicester side, and I saw the benefits he has, getting in on his right and left foot because he can strike with both. He's quick feet. He's got strength. He reminds me a little bit of a winger version of Ross Barkley that Everton had a few years ago. But
he's one of our own. He's been with the club through the academy for years, since I think it was about 2007. I think it was. So he's been with the club a very long time. He's gone out on loan a few times. I thought maybe he was going to get brought back a bit too quick when he did get brought back, because I think he got brought back during the Claude Puel era. We won't talk about him anymore. That's him gone and done. That's the only time I'll mention his name again. What awful football it was when he was here. The only thing he did do was get the club through and the players through when the Vishai tragedy happened. Other than that, anyway, Harvey Barnes, wow, what a talent. And James Justin as well, who's come through. The Luton Carfu, we call him. The Luton Carfu. Wow, 2 exciting players. Yeah.
A friend of mine is a Luton fan as well, and he said to me, this lad is fantastic. I think he got a shitload of assists in the last season at Luton that they got promoted into the Championship for. You guys took a decent punt on him. I think it was £10 million, and to be fair, it's paid off. I mean, he looks a hell of a player, but you've equally got some fantastic wing backs anyway. I mean, Pereira sitting on your bench.
I know that's a troubling discussion that we've got at Leicester is how the hell does Brendan Rodgers pick between Ricardo Pereira, James Justin and Timothy Castagna, the Belgium international? of who plays in, because they can all play. Well, I think Ricardo don't really play left. So other than Ricardo, where do you put the two? It's hurts your head.
It's good.
I didn't think I was going to have this conversation, to be fair, a year ago, because Ricardo Pereira looked like the best right back in the world at one point. I was like, he got an injury and he's been out of football for 9 months. I think he tore his cruciate, so he's only just come back. So I'm hoping he comes back as the same player he was, because some players don't.
So, what's your score prediction for the game?
Oh God, this Premier League's bonkers. I think we've got a better away performance, and like he says, your home performance isn't great. It's the same with us. If it was the other way around, again, if we were talking about the King Power, I would be probably settling for a draw at best. But because it's away, I think we'll go with no fear and try and take those 3 points. I could see us nicking it, maybe 2-1.
I agree with what you've just said, and think it'll be 1-1. It's the home performances against sides that have worried me for Everton.
I don't know what it is.
You know,
we're in the same boat. It's home fans. There's no home fans to roar them on, and the away teams go to with no fear, don't they? So I think that's how it works.
Yeah, I mean, we don't get me wrong. It's not like we've beat poor teams at home. I mean, we beat Chelsea at home, for example. I know you guys have had some good home results as well, but but I don't know. I think at this moment,
in general, it's generalised. In general, it's.
I'd rather play Chelsea than Leicester at the minute, to be honest, because there's no doubt.
Most would, wouldn't they?
Yeah, well, apart from Fat Sam's gone. Fat Frank's gone. Another question, just a little bit off topic. Actually, I was just talking about Leicester and how you've developed, and obviously Vichai and everyone surrounded with Leicester football team and Leicester City, Leicester as a whole. He puts so much in, and it's good to see that his son and his family is still taking the reins. And I was going to mention your training complex, because it's a hell of a facility. I mean, it's absolutely. It's gonna. I mean, it's practically finished, isn't it? It is. I'm sure it opens soon. Yeah.
No, it's they already moved in just before. I think they moved in on Christmas Eve. I think they moved in.
Yeah, that's it.
So they're there. And you know what? Leicester didn't. You know what they did with the old one? They didn't just sell it and get the money back for it. They gave it to the women's team. They made the women's team the professional women's team, and gave the training ground to the women's team. So it's mad, isn't it? They're keeping the investment in the club. But that's £85 million for Harry Maguire. That money's gone to that. Instead of buying Havertz or Werner that don't work out, and then you're like worried about where all this cash is going to go and how you're going to get your money back, they've invested it into the club for the future generations. It's not about right now, it's about then. And that's what the club's about. They've been like that since they came in. They saved this club from almost disarray. We was nearly non-existent. We really was. It was a point where, we went through administration problems at one point. And some ex-players like Gary Lineker and Emil Heskey, I think, helped fund some money and all sorts. But then we was owned by, what was his name? I always forget his bloody name when I'm doing these shows. I don't know why. It never sticks in. It's his bloody name. Never mind. It's gone. But he sold it to the King Power brand, and here we are. They've turned the club around.
Where do you think Leicester will finish this season?
I think
what's a successful season? I
don't know. I don't know what a successful season is now of Leicester. I don't know. It's so difficult. I don't understand. If you'd have said last season before we got the Europa football, if you said top six, break that top six, I'd be like, yeah, that's a great target to do. But we was in the top four from September all the way, and we started losing players. We didn't bottle it. I'm sick to death of social media and casual idiots saying bottle jobs. We didn't bottle it. We lost bloody Ricardo Pereira and replaced him with Ryan fucking Bennett. How can you play? You know what I'm saying? An emergency loan. Ndidi we lost. Maddison was struggling with injury for a long time. Dennis Pratt had knee problems. The list goes on. Soyuncu got red carded near the end of the season, which is very important, and it happened. We'd lost so many key players. Ben Chilwell as well at the time. Another one we lost through injury. We had fuck all. We had nothing.
Yeah.
And so it's weird that where we are now, we're in that top 4 bracket with those players at the start of the season. Some of those players weren't in the squad. Ricardo Pereira, Ndidi. At one point, I think we had to use Ndidi as a centre back because Sigurdsson was out and Evans was out, and there was so much going on, and we're still somehow in the top 4. So if we can maintain the top 4 now, even losing Jamie Vardy, I think it's more than enough for us.
Yeah.
But can you imagine if Leicester won the Premier League again, what it would do to the biased media? Because they are so biased to those big 6 bastards up top. They are so fucking biased. It's unbearable. I watched an interview with 3 guys. One was Jermaine Beckford, who had time at Leicester, by the way. One on the left said, the top 3 sides in this are, he said, Man United, Man City and Liverpool, who were 4th. Leicester were 3rd at the time, as he said it. He said, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Man United haven't won it for quite some time. It would be great for them to win this. Klopp looks like he's lost a lot of men to injury, but you don't know, they're still world class. And Man City, Pep, he's won this title many a times. He can do it. The race is on. It's a freeway race. Fuck you. I was like, fuck off. I lost my shit. Lost it. And I hope Leicester, a team like Leicester or Southampton or Everton or Villa, even Villa, if one of us wins it and does this to Sky Sports News and all the prat pundits that never mention us, they're obsessed. Oh, I love me Big 6. Oh, yeah, fuck you.
Do you know
there you
what?
Go. Rant over.
I was gonna say that. Fucking hell, I was gonna come on to that at the end, but they bought out BT Sport the other day. Bought out stats with the top 6. Now Everton currently sit 6th, and we've got 2 games in hand on a lot of the teams above us. So we are equally in the same conversation for top 4 and the title. If we win our 2 games in hand, we're the same points as you guys. And that's how you put it in perspective, right?
Yep.
And we weren't even included in the top 6 graphics. Like, they didn't even bother. They just took us out. It was almost like they put Arsenal in instead of us at one point. Yeah. And you sit there and you think, what have we got to do to get some fucking credit?
You've got to buy Sky Sports, the pundits. You've got to buy them. You've got to pay them off to talk about your club. That's how it seems. Maybe that's a topic for another discussion. Maybe, but I mean, yes. What was it? Was it yesterday? Yesterday morning, I googled Leicester versus Brentford because it was FA Cup coming up, and believe it or not, it came up with a fixture: Brentford versus TBD, no badge. I was like, no, you can't do it. You can't fucking even Google her at it. I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm out of here. I lost my shit, man. I've had enough. It's a fucking joke. So I'm completely with you. 100% completely with you. Everton are a fucking historic club. Everton are fucking massive. They're huge. Fucking huge. How can they fucking do that to you boys? It's unbearable. And we're more relevant than fucking Spurs. We're more relevant than Spurs. All they've got is a big stadium. That's all they've got. Okay, they're a London club. They're based in London and they're a big club. What makes them a big club apart from fucking 50 years of history long ago? Modern 5 years. Leicester have won the Premier League. Why the fuck are we not spoken about? It pisses me off.
Yeah, well, do you know what? The unfortunate thing is the fuckers aren't going to change. It ain't going to change. And we've
It never has.
Until someone, I mean, to be fair, I remember when you won the league, and I remember that. Don't get me wrong, there was. I hope Leicester win it. I hope it'll be a change. And then when you did win it, the season after, it was almost like you didn't fucking exist again.
Yep, exactly.
It was just
Listen, we hadn't won the league to the media until Hazard put that goal in against Spurs, and then they were all jumping on the bandwagon, came flocking to Leicester and doing all their media circus shit and getting as many clicks as they can, articles out. But as soon as the next season started, where were we? Nowhere to be fucking spoke of.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think that's pretty intense discussion there, don't you? I mean,
make sure you can subscribe to my channel because this is how I talk. I'm fucking real.
I don't think you're going to have any problems with any of our subs coming over. The link is in the description bar, so go over. I mean, you can Google him easy enough. It's Lee Chappy. You'll find him. I'm going to wish you good luck for the rest of the season, but I'm not going to wish you luck. for the game. Is that fair? That's fair.
Look, as long as one of us wins and we both try and achieve European football, I think that's a success in my eyes. So cheers to you.
Yeah, I think that's where Everton want to finish. I think if you'd have said to Everton at the start of the season you'll be top 6, I think most Everton fans would have took that with the transition that we've got. So bang on. Right, I shall leave you to it. Thank you ever so much for coming on the Blue Boys Network. I know you've got another one now with another Everton channel, so good luck. Enjoy yourself.
I appreciate it.
Keep smiling and up the Toffees.
I told you that.
I try. I always try. Just get the guest. If they say up the Toffees, it's fucking brilliant. But nah, you didn't do it.
I don't do that shit.
Nah,
someone will clip it.
Yeah, fucking hell, too. Right, I'll see you soon. Peace.
Yeah, man. Enjoy. Good luck. I'll speak to you.